Let's take you live to Canberra now. We're listening here to the Nationals. They're discussing the Murray-Darling Basin plan deal that has been supported by the Greens and Independent senators. So this is an end to the Nationals' take on this.
Australian producers, but from producers overseas. Now, the irrigation districts in South Australia without water are known by another name. They're effectively deserts. But they were built on the back of blood, sweat and tears of our Australian Defence Force personnel. The Riverland was established effectively as soldier settlement offerings. So I'm standing here thinking that these soldiers who we sent away for war came back to this community and helped build our nation on the back of irrigated agriculture. And today in this place, we're turning our back on those men and women who built those communities, particularly as it relates to South Australia. The very least they could expect from politicians, representatives otherwise in this place, is that they would stand up for the national interest. Walking away from Australian fruit and vegetable and nut fibre production otherwise is a step in the wrong direction. And any suggestion coming out of this place that, oh look, these communities will be fine, we'll compensate them, we are talking about tens, if not close to 100,000 hectares of horticultural production being effectively shelved. Now, in a broadacre offering, that's a lot of land, but in a horticultural offering, that's more land that you can fly a rocket ship over. It's a really sad day for Australian farmers, but it's an equally bad day for Australian consumers.
I represent the community of Mallee, and we produce 40% of food and fibre for Australians, and we export 75% of what we grow. That's all about to change. In my electorate, the last time buybacks occurred, we are left now with a patchwork quilt of barren land next to irrigated land. And guess what? The irrigated land, those farmers have to pay for the infrastructure to bypass the barren land. It's just bad on every front. Those communities dwindled. We have paddocks that have now bulldozed in stone fruit, and that is just going to increase. We lost dairy farmers in my patch. You know, the last thing we want to see as Nationals and Liberals is that our farming communities are left in the backwater, even more than they are right now. Every Australian wants cheaper groceries, and we're going to end up with groceries that they have to buy from overseas. This is truly a sad day for regional Australians.
Happy to take questions.
Would you consider perhaps a legal challenge now that the neutrality test is effectively ripped up? Have you got any other options?
Well, it's not up to us to undertake legal challenges, but I would be very interested to see what actions the states now take, particularly the state of Victoria, who, to their credit, the Labor government in Victoria have been very strong and very consistent in standing up for their regional communities. We've also seen statements from the Labor government in New South Wales that they do not support buybacks, and they want rules changes considered as an option for water recovery. This amendment that has just been rammed through does not facilitate that at all. In fact, I tried to move an amendment to have the government do the hard work, to do a report into how you can accredit complementary measures or rules changes towards the 450. I didn't get support for that amendment. I lost by one vote, which was very frustrating. But we will see what the state governments do. It will be.
That's where we'll leave that Nationals news conference. We were just listening there to the National Senator Perrin Davey, and before her the MP Anne Webster warning about the implications of this new Murray-Darling water deal agreed to by Labor, the Greens and several independents.